That investigation is now complete. The central findings of the investigation are that the man whose voice is heard on the recording and on a second recording from the same conversation that was released on Sunday, accordingly, effective immediately, I am banning.
Effective immediately, I am banning. That's all it took. One sentence. And just like that, Brittney Griner, one of the most recognizable names in the WNBA, is gone. Not suspended, not fined. Banned for life. Adam Silver dropped the mic in the most explosive press conference we've seen in years. And fans are asking, what the hell happened? Did Griner rig games? Was she pulling strings with refs? Or is this something deeper, something the league doesn't want you to know? Because the more you dig, the messier it gets. Scandal, audio leaks, secret testimonies, even whispers about her identity. You better buckle up, we're breaking it all down. All right, let's start with how this whole thing exploded. Adam Silver walks into an emergency press conference and just drops a bomb. Effective immediately, Brittney Griner is banned from the WNBA for life. No build-up, no warm-up, just straight fire. You could hear the jaws hit the floor. Griner wasn't just a player, she was the face of the league for years. Olympic gold medals, all-star games, international buzz, she's done it all. And now, she's erased. But Silver wasn't playing around. He said the league conducted a deep internal investigation, and what they found was too big to ignore. Multiple rule violations, off-court drama, and worst possible involvement in a full-blown corruption scandal. He said, and I quote, "There is no place in basketball for actions that compromise the integrity of the game." Whew. So, what exactly did they find? What went so wrong that Silver had to hand down the harshest punishment possible? Let's dig into it, because it wasn't just one mistake, it was a mountain of red flags that finally collapsed. Before we tear everything apart, let's remember who we're talking about. Brittney Griner was in the WNBA. She was the dunking, shot-blocking, fan favorite. A two-time Olympic champion, a walking billboard for women's basketball. You'd see her in Nike ads, hosting camps, representing Team USA. She was everywhere, and now she's out. No farewell tour, no warning, just blacklisted. So how do you go from being the league's poster child to being completely cut off? Turns out this wasn't just about what she did recently. There were whispers going around for a while. Locker room drama, trouble with teammates, stories of her clashing with refs. And then things started stacking up. Skipping team protocols, questionable off-court behavior, and suddenly, people in the league weren't so quiet anymore. But the league ignored it for a while. Why? Because Griner brought eyeballs. She sold tickets until she didn't, until the headlines got too loud. And Silver decided it was time to cut the cord. Just like that, the league turned the page on one of its biggest stars. Crazy, right? But we're just getting started. Here's where things get really messy. This isn't just a drama story. This is a full-on corruption scandal. According to league insiders, Griner was allegedly connected to efforts that tampered with actual games. Yeah, rigging matchups, influencing refs, swinging momentum when it mattered most. How? Well, apparently she had more pull behind the scenes than we thought. Whispers about her talking to refs or changing the vibe in the locker room were just the beginning. But when playoff races got tight and games started looking a little too scripted, the red flags started waving. Silver brought in investigators, and that's when it all came crashing down. Officials suspended, execs fired, and Brittney's name was reportedly all over the place. Texts, emails, recordings. This wasn't just attitude or ego. This was about controlling outcomes. You mess with the competition, you mess with the whole league. And Silver wasn't about to let that slide. Let me ask you, do you think a player should ever have that kind of influence? Because if even half of this is true, it changes everything we thought we knew about WNBA integrity. So here's a big question. If all this was going on, where the hell was the commissioner? Kathy Engelbert was supposed to keep the league clean, right? Instead, she's smack in the middle of this mess. According to insiders, Engelbert had knowledge of the drama long before Silver stepped in. There were warnings, emails, quiet complaints from players. And what did she do? Apparently, nothing. Some say she wanted to protect the WNBA's image. Others say she just didn't want to go up against Griner. Either way, her silence made everything worse. Now she's under internal review. Fans are calling for her resignation. And Silver's team? They've taken over the disciplinary process. That's how bad it got. It's not just about one player. This scandal revealed a system that allowed this kind of stuff to grow unchecked. What happens when the commissioner prioritizes PR over accountability? You get this. You get chaos. And now the league is trying to clean up a mess it helped create. This whole thing might have stayed hidden if it weren't for a few brave players who said enough is enough. Names started surfacing. Big names. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham. These aren't role players. These are future leaders of the league. They reportedly gave closed-door testimonies to league investigators, and what they revealed? Straight up shocking. They talked about games where the refs seemed off, where calls suddenly swung momentum, where Griner's team got questionable advantages. But it wasn't just vibes, they had receipts. Word is, league officials played audio clips in those sessions. One allegedly had Griner talking to refs about pressure points and matchups. You know what that means? She wasn't just talking trash. She was strategizing off the court. And when Clark and others started pointing fingers, the league could no longer protect her. That's what forced Silver's hand. Now ask yourself, if Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham had stayed silent, would this ban have ever happened? Or would the league still be covering for its star? That's the scariest part of all. You really thought she'd stay quiet? Not a chance. The second that ban hit the news, Griner's team snapped into action. We're talking lawyers, PR reps, media contacts, full-blown defense mode. According to insiders, her lawyers are prepping an appeal, and they're not holding back. They're calling this move unjustified, excessive, and politically motivated. They're even threatening to take it to court, demanding full access to all investigation records, including the secret recordings. Now here's the wild part. They're claiming Griner is being used as a distraction, that the league is panicking because of deeper scandals, and Griner just became the sacrifice. Her camp says she was targeted for being outspoken, for challenging league leadership, and for being too powerful in the locker room. Whether that's true or not, one thing's clear. This isn't ending with a press conference. It's heading toward a public battle, and if it goes to court, a whole lot more dirt could spill out. So, we gotta ask, is Griner being framed to protect bigger names? Or is this the last act of someone who finally got caught? And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, here comes the gender bombshell. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, it's controversial. But it's everywhere now. Rumors that have been circling quietly for years suddenly exploded. Is Brittney Griner biologically male? Now listen, we're not here to play doctor, but sources say there are documents, medical records, and league memos that suggest the WNBA may have known and kept it under wraps. Why? Because Griner was the WNBA's brand. She dunked, she dominated, she sold tickets, and if that narrative ever cracked, the league could have collapsed. But now, with her banned, it's all coming to the surface. Some insiders claim this whole thing isn't just about rigging games. It's about hiding something bigger. If the league did cover it up, that's a major violation of competitive fairness, possibly even Title IX. So, is the ban about integrity, or is it about keeping secrets from exploding in public? We don't have the full truth yet, but this question alone has already turned fans, players, and even sponsors into skeptics. Let's zoom out. This isn't just about one player anymore. This is about a league on the edge. Sponsors are panicking. TV networks are reevaluating deals. Fans, they don't know who or what to believe anymore. Because when your biggest star gets banned for corruption, and then rumors about secret gender identities come flying in, you lose control of the narrative. And that's exactly what's happening to the WNBA. Rookies like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came in full of energy and hope. But now, they're stuck in a league that feels more like a soap opera than a sport. And what about future talent? You think parents want to send their daughters into this chaos? Not a chance. So here we are. The league is shaken. A legend is banned. And the truth? It still feels like we're only seeing part of the picture. This was supposed to be a golden era for the WNBA. New fans, rising stars, packed arenas. But instead, we got corruption, cover-ups, and chaos. Now the whole basketball world is watching. What will Adam Silver do next? Will more players be exposed? Will Brittney Griner fight back and blow the doors off everything the league's been hiding? And what about the players left behind? Are they safe from retaliation if they speak up? One thing's for sure, this story isn't over. So we'll keep asking the questions they won't. And we want to hear from you. Was the ban justified? Is the league being honest? Or is this just a bigger cover-up that finally cracked wide open? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want the truth, not the PR spin, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell.